Okay, before I start this video, I really want to let y'all know that with everything that's going on in LA right now with the protest, I don't want to get too much into that because I really want to focus on what I saw the last couple games um, to start off these finals. If you guys plan on going to those protests, please stay safe out there because it is definitely rough and chaotic. Helicopters everywhere, protests and such. But yeah, I don't want to talk too much about that. I just want to let you guys know a lot of stuff happening out there in LA. Um, please stay safe out there. So now that we got that out of the way, let's talk about these finals, man. These finals have the potential to be probably one of the best finals I've seen in um, honestly 4 years, because 2022 was okay. I liked it, but it wasn't like high intensity level basketball in 2021. You feel me? Like obviously the Bucks got there and the Suns got there because of injuries to other teams, but this has the potential to be one of the best series or the best final series in the 2020 since 2021, honestly. And we're due for a 7 game series because these teams have been providing nothing more than just highly entertaining basketball, um, fun to watch on both sides, and all the other stuff. If you're a if you are a hoops fan, these are the type of finals you want to see. You know what I'm saying? Like these are the type of finals you want to see. You just want to see guys that could just focus on the game, like not none of the drama narratives, celebrities courtside and all that other stuff. You'll see like players and such, but you just can't, like, you just want to see the players play basketball, and that's what you're getting in this series. So I want to talk about game one. Game one was further proof, man, that the that this was going to be the best series, probably the best final series that we have seen in a while, bro. Like the thing that I really liked about that game one was you saw Indiana at their highest peak. They have the fights not over mentality. I was talking about with my dad earlier when we were talking about the finals. I told him that I love their fights not over mentality, and it showed when OKC was up 15. And I really wanted to make a video the other night talking about game one, but I didn't really want to because I want to stick with my promise. I could have done another emergency video like I did with the New York Knicks plenty of times these playoffs, but I decided not to. I decided to save my thoughts for game after game two, and obviously that's what I'm doing right now. So game one, I thought that was a warning sign for Oklahoma City, because obviously we saw shades of it in the OKC Denver series where OKC blunders down the stretch caused a game winner at the other end. Tyrese Halliburton damn near beat y'all at the buzzer. In the first game, their leading scorer was Pascal Siakam with 19 rebounds. He had 10 rebounds, but 19 points. Halliburton only had 14, but he had the game winner. Obi Toppin was the second leading scorer with 17. On the other side, you had Shea Gilgeous-Alexander with 38 points. J-Dub really didn't play great, and Chet Holmgren played really bad. Like, the thing I initially did not get was why did you go away from the Hartenstein Holmgren lineup? You feel me? Like, I did not understand that strategy that Mark Dagnall put out there. Maybe I thought because he was trying to match Indiana's foot speed, and if you had the double big lineup against Siakam and Turner, it, like um, Hardenstein was not going to fare well. Something along those lines, bro. Like obviously that strategy worked for them in game two because they played much better. And the thing that I liked about OKC tonight was they played a lot more faster. They didn't wait for Indiana to catch up to them to play their brand of basketball. Obviously, the Pacers tried making it interesting. I think they cut the lead to like 13 in the fourth. Was it 13, 14, 15 points? Somewhere along those lines, bro. And once Miles Turner just slammed it all over Hartenstein, I thought things were gonna go south for OKC. But obviously, and then give credit to the Pacers too. They played hard in game two. I thought this was a better game than suggested because yeah, the final score was 123-107. It was suggested a blowout. Yeah, it was like the game was over with 2 minutes left in the game. But Indiana kept on fighting. So game one was just an example of just pure basketball as finals and why we live to watch the NBA finals though. Because game one, um, like I said, it had like I thought the game was over. Once OKC went up 15, everyone, myself included, thought the game was over. Let's get ready for game two. But Indiana kept on hitting shots. Miles Turner was hitting shots. And Aaron, not, oh, I think Neesmith hit a couple good threes. Andrew Nemhard saved the day. Pascal Siakam too. And once they cut it down to like 8 points, I'm just like they're starting to creep back in. And then game one, I thought once Miles Turner banked in that three, I was just like, yep, the roof is about to collapse. Was about to collapse on OKC. That OKC roof was about to collapse on the home team, and lo and behold, it did, bro. So and to an extent, I thought it was gonna be the same thing after Miles Turner slammed that dunk. I won't lie to you in game two, but game one again was a major barn burner. Um, and the thing that I liked about Chet Holmgren in this game though, I'm like all over the place, but these are just raw thoughts. Chet Holmgren was terrible in game one, inexcusably terrible. But you could tell that he was a lot more aggressive tonight than he was game one. I thought game one Chet was a lot more passive than he really needed to be. Same with J Dub too. Not J. Yeah, same with J Dub a little bit in game one, but I think J Dub was he got ultra aggressive to a point where he got out of control. Being ultra aggressive is not a bad thing because if you look at a guy like a Russell Westbrook or LeBron James, they can be ultra aggressive, but just like Russ, ironically with OKC, J Dub was in game one, he was out of control half the time. And the one thing that kind of alarmed me after game one though was when Shea is not on the floor, their offense for some reason comes becomes stagnant. I don't know if it's just like the lack of touches for other players. I don't know if it's a lack of ball movement, or maybe guys are just not in rhythm enough because OKC they're a pretty consistent team, but when they're not hitting when they're not hitting shots, especially from beyond the arc, that's where it kind of gets tricky from there. If that makes sense. But, Caruso was hitting shots. This dude named Aaron Wiggins, bro. This dude named Aaron Wiggins was hitting every shot in the world. Like, I think Mike Breen said it on the telecast where Wiggs can get off the bench and give you 10 in a hurry. But there are other games where he just doesn't play at all and he's just there to like be an extra outlet on defense, you know what I'm saying? And then Case and Wallace too. Kaysen has been a freaking menace on defense, bro. Like he was given Nemhard and Halliburton, and I think Neesmith fits as well. So overall, I am very impressed with how Oklahoma City responded because again, this happened to them in the game one in the Denver series. Chet misses 2 free throws. Aaron Gordon hits the game winner. Nikola Jokic has probably arguably one of his best series of his career, but I'm not gonna talk about that. That's revisionist history. If you want to know what I think about that series, just go watch my Game 7 coverage from one of my previous episodes of series recap. But Chet was ultra aggressive to start off. I think Chet was the one that set the tone. I'm not gonna lie to you. I thought he set the tone on offense. He just showed that okay, I'm gonna put my head down. I'm gonna get myself a layup. And I'm gonna be as ultra aggressive on offense. And yeah, he looked out of control at times in game two, but I thought he did a lot better. I thought J Double did a lot better being more decisive and more under control when Shay's not on the floor. And I think that's very important for OKC if they want to win it all going forward and win at least one of these two or both these games in Indiana. Now, I want to talk about Indiana because they're such a wild card team. They're such a wild card team, man. Like they had like what 3 less turnovers than they had in game one. I think game one they had 18. Tonight they had 15, right? And it's just like they in Indiana. Again, this is where I was impressed with their never say die mentality, the fight's not over mentality. Indiana had 24 turnovers and they somehow won the game. Tonight they had 9 less turnovers, bro, and they lost the game. Obviously, each game's gonna have their own feel because shoot, OKC had 6 turnovers and they somehow lost. They somehow lost the game, but that's because they couldn't make shots down the stretch, and they couldn't really. And their offense went stagnant when it mattered most. But I thought that's very interesting because usually it's just like the team with the most turnovers tend to lose the game, and the team with the least amount of turnovers win. I mean, the team with the most amount of turnovers loses the game. Team with less amount of turnovers wins the game. Tonight, the turnover battle was kind of even though Oklahoma State had 2 less turnovers. Um, I don't know. These games have such a weird feel of its own, but I actually like it. I actually like it. This is what the finals are supposed to be. Each game has its own storyline. There's no really I don't want to say no consistent trend, but there's like no recurring trend in this series. Every game has a feel. But Indiana, Tyrese Halliburton definitely has to be better come game 3 because he cannot rely on like the fourth quarter to really start turning things up because I know he's probably arguably Mr. Clutch. Um, these especially these playoffs, but like Richard Jefferson said it best. If Tyrese Halliburton is if he wants to win it all, if he wants to help the Pacers win it all, he really has to set the tone early himself. He cannot try to defer early. Sometimes when you're a player, like you look at guys like LeBron James, like I brought it up when talking about Chet Holmgren. When you think about a player like LeBron James, a Kevin Durant, a, a Steph Curry, a Kawhi Leonard, even Giannis, Jokic, those boys that had been in the finals and won in finals games. Those guys set the tone early by setting themselves up for the best possible shots for themselves. Then they start to defer. I understand you're trying to get into your teammates in rhythm, but sometimes you gotta get yourself going to give your team confidence because at the end of the day, Tyrese is the ring leader of the team. He's supposed to be the one leading these boys. And tonight, I thought he didn't really do a great job leading by example. Like some, I think in Game 3, you're gonna see a much more ultra aggressive Hallie, especially when getting his own buckets. And then once he starts to defer, it makes the game easier on his teammates. Because I think what Tyrese tried to do early in the game was he was trying to defer to his teammates early. When it's just like, no, bro, you gotta take it your damn self, bro. And then the rebound battles. OKC went after every 50-50 ball. And tonight it was Oklahoma City that won on the glass. They won the rebound battle 43-35, whereas in game 1 the rebounding battle was won by Indiana where they had 56 rebounds as a team to OKC's 39. But Miles Turner, I want to preface saying I am happy for the guy with the things that he has went through with the Pacers, with being part of trade rumors, being part of multiple rebuild years, being swept into the playoffs, and yada yada yada. I'm happy for the guy, but you gotta give me more than 4 rebounds, bro. You gotta give me more than 4 rebounds. Hartenstein off the bench gave me 8 rebounds. SGA, J Dub, and Chet. Well, SGA and J Dub had 5 each. Chet Holmgren had 6, and half of these rebounds are long rebounds. But I think that's where um, Turner and to an extent Siakam, even though Siakam actually did okay on the boards, they were kind of at a disadvantage because of the long rebounds. But they actually won the long rebounding battle in the final 3 minutes of the first half, where they had like 4 straight offensive rebounds that led to Andrew Nemhard getting fouled at the line to shoot 2. So the thing that I didn't like about Tyrese Halliburton, and this was the case in game 1 as well. He wasn't aggressive enough. And I think, yeah, that's one of the things that I didn't really like about this game is that Hallie wasn't aggressive enough, but the Pacers, they lost the 50-50 balls. And their 2 bigs, like I need double-digit rebounds from them. Like Turner cannot play, he cannot come up small. Because there was a play, bro, in game 2 where, okay, shot goes up. Miles Turner is right there. But for some reason, this joker, Cason Wallace, who is a dog, though. I'm not discrediting Cason because I said that mother effer is a menace. That dude flew over Turner. He got the rebound over Turner. That was just unacceptable. Like if you're a big of that size and Miles Turner, he's a dog, bro. But he cannot let that happen. He simply cannot let that happen. So what am I gonna expect for Game 3 come Wednesday in Indianapolis? Obviously, Indiana is gonna be a house on fire because it's gonna be absolute madness. That playoff crowd has been electric for Indiana. And I bet their finals crowd, because this is their first time in the finals since 2000. That playoff crowd is about to go crazy, bro. And obviously the extra possessions, it will give them juice. But OKC has won on the road before. They won on the road 2 times in Memphis. Obviously they came back down 29. They came back. They won a critical game 4 in Denver, Colorado, and they won a critical game 4 in Minnesota. So I believe that OKC is as formidable of a road team as Indiana. And now that the series is tied, game 3 obviously is a must win for Indiana because, yeah, they can win game 4, sure. But you want to at least give yourself an advantage against this OKC team because if this OKC team gets any type of advantage and go up 2-1, that's where it's just like I'm less and less. I'll be less and less confident in Indiana coming back and winning the series. Obviously, stranger things have happened. Obviously, a 2-1 series lead doesn't guarantee you a win. Go ask the Clippers. They went up 2-1 against Denver. They lost a critical game 4, lost game 5, bounced back game 6, and then obviously got ripped apart in that game 7 in Denver. So obviously a 2-1 lead is not an end all be all, but you want to give yourself an insane amount of momentum. And obviously Denver went up 2-1 in their series against OKC as well, and OKC came back to win that series. So the thing about the Pacers is that, yes, a 2-1 series lead is not an end all be all thing. We all know that. But if Indiana wants to give themselves an advantage against this OKC team, which is hard to do, game 3 is a must win. Obviously, game 4 has to be a must win too if they lose. But I think game 3, you're going to see an ultra aggressive Pacers. You're going to see Tyrese Halliburton be more aggressive. Siakam, I think, will be a lot more aggressive. Miles Turner, I think he will play better because he has to. He cannot come up small on the boards. A guy of his size cannot give me 4 rebounds. And Siakam, obviously, he is who he is, but it's Turner that he's the X factor. Like everyone is looking at Miles Turner saying, "Yo, this is your first finals. You're helping this dude out. You got to be the guy to help him out and be the most important X factor." Obviously Nembhard, obviously Nesmith and Siakam. But Turner, he's the glue guy, and he has to be the guy that sets the tone. That not set the tone necessarily, I wouldn't say, because that's on Hallie, but to do like the intangibles, like the rebounding, the hustle plays, which Turner has been doing that this whole series, but he's getting out hustle, but the whole Pacer team is. So that's what has to happen for Indiana. But if you're OKC, on the other hand, this was the best game you played these finals, obviously, to this point, because obviously it's a 2-game sample size. But if you can keep playing the way you play, and if Jalen Williams keeps on playing under control when the ball's in his hands, and Chet Holmgren establishes a rhythm and sets the tone early, I think OKC's in good hands for the rest of the series. And the one thing I was proven wrong was the whole Hartenstein not being in the lineup. Like I really wasn't a fan of it in game 1, but obviously it worked in game 2 because he was trying to see, okay, can this lineup match Indiana's foot speed? Game 1 they obviously did. Game 2 they for sure did. But now it's just like, at some point in time, if they do go down 2-1 in the series, I would not be surprised if Mark Dagnall goes back to Hartenstein being in the lineup. I really wouldn't be, because depending on what happens, if Turner kills you on the interior and Pascal Siakam kills you on the interior, and you lose the game as a result, they probably might have to go back to Isaiah Hartenstein being back in the lineup next to Chet Holmgren. But obviously the lineup worked this time, and it got him a W. So now we are in for a very exciting series. I cannot wait for games 3 and 4. Obviously, if it's tied at 2, again, I will be making another series recap video, and then the rest of the series, games 5, 6, and a possible 7th game, I will be making it the final episode series recap. Or if Oklahoma City wins 3 straight, then that'll be the final episode series recap for season 3. But I'm very excited for these playoffs, bro. I mean, not playoffs. I'm very excited for these finals because it's just pure basketball, and you have two teams with never say die mentalities, and you saw Indiana with a never say die mentality. They just couldn't hit shots when it mattered. They limit the turnovers. They actually played a pretty good game for what it's worth, but they just couldn't hit shots when it mattered most. And Oklahoma City got every shot in the world. And then once Isaiah Hartenstein got to the 50-50 balls, Cason Wallace got to 50-50 balls, Caruso, Shai Gilgeous, Jada, everyone on the floor gained to the 50-50 balls, then it was momentum deflators and backbreakers for Indiana. So I expect the same things to happen in Indiana's favor for game 3. And for the rest of the series, we're heading into some pretty exciting basketball, man. So this is everything you wanted in a series, and I cannot wait to cover the rest of the series as it goes along. So yeah, I just wanted to get on here quickly tonight and share with y'all with for what, almost 22 minutes of your time. So yeah, this is gonna be a very fun finals, and I'm gonna love doing this for the rest of the way. So I'm not gonna spend too much time on here. I hope y'all have a great night. Again, stay safe out there with everything that's going on with the protests in LA. If you guys plan on going out there, please stay safe, or going to any of the protests at all. Stay safe out there. But yeah. Shoot, I got nothing else. I'll see you guys in the next episode. That is the end of this video. I'm X. Deuces.